Shouhed was going to be the guest this week, but apparently he's still not ready. He's like a groundhog. He saw his shadow and he's not ready to come out.
That is exactly the best way to put it.
Yeah, he's not ready to go out there yet into the world.
You know, Mike's case was acquitted. Mike's case was dismissed.
Yeah.
He wasn't acquitted. I think the best outcome for someone who was
acquitted only
charged
happens
with,
if you go to trial and you win. That's the only time you get acquitted. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, it gets dismissed.
But a grand jury didn't have enough case to take him to trial. So it got dismissed and he didn't even get charged with anything.
Yeah.
Even without, like Jen Shaw, for example, didn't go to trial. She still got sentenced and convicted and was found guilty.
Yeah, but she took a plea.
But Mike wasn't found not guilty. It was dismissed.
Yeah, yeah.
So nobody knows that. You know, it seems like everywhere that I run into people.
He was convicted in the court of public opinion. He was convicted in that right away.
Yeah, you're convicted in headlines.
Yeah, he was convicted in that right away. And it's going to be, you know, the last couple of years haven't been good for Mike, especially on that show.
Fighting with your girlfriend.
Fighting with your girlfriend.
But I don't even know if he
cheating on his wife, cheating on, it didn't look good for him. And he never, a lot of times, especially on those type of shows, they give you some sort of redemption. They give you and he never really got that. And listen, some of that's Mike's fault. Like he felt like, you know, because of what happened with the divorce, that he didn't really ever have to open up again, that he gave them enough. But at the end of the day, if you don't give them more or show other sides of yourself, then they're only going to show you those, you know, they're only going to show certain things, and that's not enough. Especially you're talking about a network that's predominantly women that watch. And when you see, you know, for women, it's not really a good representation of, you know, the Mike that I've met and known, and not that we're close, but Mike's a good guy. You know what I mean? Seems like a good guy. He's definitely not a good boyfriend but that doesn't mean, you know, and especially, and I don't want to belabor any more of this fucking Vanderpump shit. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like we beat.
Oh, we got a good message on the comments.
Yeah, someone was had enough.
I think her name was Alex too. Shout out, Alex.
But again, you know, I've had it like they're all kicking this guy like they're better. You know what I mean? The one chick, Lala, who I know is your friend, she was cheating. She was cheating with the guy that was married, that she has the kid with. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody on these shows. That's why they're good in the sense that or that people like them. It's real. It's supposed to be like they're supposed to be how people really are. You don't get like what goes on behind the scenes where you do with other celebrities. So these people, their lives are out there, and you got to take the good with the bad. Everybody has shortcomings, but like to not be someone's friend anymore because they did something, like it's crazy to me, dude. But again, and I know I'll take heat for this. I'm Al Cowlings, dude. You know what I mean? Like, if you're my friend, you're my friend. Unless you molest a kid. That's where I draw the line. Like, that's where you and I are not friends anymore. But seriously, like, if you killed my friend, you know what I mean? Like, you could murder someone, I'm still probably going to write you in jail. I'm still probably going to visit. You know, it's just, like, that's how I am. So I don't see how these people are just kicking someone while they're down when they're their friend. It's like, it doesn't make sense to me.
Well, who cares about Vanderpump right now?
No, but it's the same thing with Mike.
Just stick to Mike.
It's the same thing with Mike. Kicking Mike while he's down.
We're not anymore. We're saying that nobody knows that Mike's case was dismissed. And everybody who talks to me, and a lot of people ask about Mike and care about him, think that he might be even in jail and
going to jail.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
And it threw me off because I don't realize that people out there think that and haven't heard from Mike because they didn't, like you said, they didn't get to, you know, follow a story about what else he's doing.
Or you hear it in bits and pieces. I mean, you even look at the thing that when she went down with me and Reza, like the aftermath and the effects of that, people, like, you just read it like you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. But it's not their fault. They just spouge it off like it's facts. You know what I mean? Oh, I heard this, or then this happened, and then someone else reads it, and they're like, oh, you know, it's like telephone with kids, you know?
Yeah, people, you know, I think that Mike isn't one of those, and you see this on the Housewives a lot. And on Housewives, they get called out for not showing more of their lives, and they get away with not really showing their lives because the housewives can just go from one girl's trip to another girl's trip to another girl's trip. It's just like a lunch with the theme. And then you're going to a roller skate
and
party.
a lot of those shows, there's
and then
10
you're
of
going,
them.
yeah. And then it's like, oh, I'm having a charity. Oh, I'm having a fundraiser. Oh, I'm having every time. It's a theme. Like you have to wear pink this time. You have to go on a trip. You have to go fishing. No one's actually talking about their lives because they're just getting dressed up to go sit on a Sprinter van and go,
and calling a spade
distract people by Bravo executive producers, distract the audience by showing them the locations and the outfits and the food and the caterers and the venues, right?
Well, calling a
And the
spade a
hotels.
spade, they're also not that close, a lot of them. They're close when they're filming, but outside of those shows, they might not be that close. Where Shahs, you guys all were friends. You guys all have relationships. So when you don't have 20 castmates and there's only 4 of you or 4 or 5 of you, and Mike's kind of being standoffish or removed a little bit, it just... You think that you're actually running through the raindrops, but when it airs, you're on Front Street as the guy that's not putting himself out there.
Well, also, Mike's definition of friendship, no one turns on you.
Yeah, mine too.
And then is your best friend.
Mine too. That's how.
So,
mine too.
yeah. So your friends don't gut you and leave you for dead, and then 3-4 months later, BFF again.
Yeah, and then wonder why you're acting weird.
Oh, we don't trust each other.
Yeah.
We have trust issues.
Yes.
Like what?
Yes.
So, but in all fairness, Mike's.
And listen, to throw a little stone here, Mike too. Mike also wants the loyalty of everybody to kind of zip their lip when they know that he's doing shit, and then like lie almost on behalf of you. Where you can't have both sides of that and be on reality television.
Right.
So there's 2 sides to the coin.
We're favorite nations. We're all getting paid the same. You can't expect to be pulling the less weight if you're making the same check.
Yeah, but I'm not even, for the first time, I'm not even talking about money. I'm just saying, like, you can't expect to have things in your closet that other people know is in your closet and then, talk like that's not in your closet. When you see how they are with them, you know what I mean? Like at some point, you got to understand that these people are going to throw you under the bus in certain instances.
Because my point was going to be that in reality, in like the ideal world, Mike shouldn't be a main cast. He should be more of a supporting cast because he's got the perfect personality to be a guy that comes in and helps you with your stuff without having the spotlight on him.
That's a great point.
That's his thing. That would be his strong suit.
And he would never tell you that. He probably thinks he's a main cast guy.
Well, he's got main character energy and swag and good looks and style, and he could just bat his lashes.
But for his happiest.
Right.
I'm not talking about for anyone else. I'm not even talking about for the show. I'm talking about for everything to work perfect, where everybody's happy. For Mike's happiest life, it would be that. It would be ancillary. Like more Nima-ish. You know what I mean? Because like
Shervin, for instance.
For Shervin.
Shervin
Yes.
is great
Yes.
at supporting his friends, being a good time, saying funny things, but don't put the fucking flashlight on Sherv.
And what happened when they did? He came across as dull because he kept trying to guard his image a little bit.
He freaked out.
He was trying to guard his image more and more. He was cheating on the girl, and he had a phone in from Australia. It was almost looked like one of those, hostage fucking videos. You know what I mean? No, we were good.
It was
like he really
so
did.
bad.
He really did freak out. Like I said, he smoked cigarettes and he wanted to smoke.
No.
His mom, like my mom will see this. Like you make it look like he'd ask me to hold his pack of cigarettes on camera because I already smoked. So like if that's where you're at in your head, bro, it's not going to come across. And this was when he was more main cast. After the fact, like you're talking about, he was great. Just show up, come right in on a fucking elephant or some shit. You know what I mean? And like in a Bugatti, hey, how's everybody doing? Give a little good advice and then bounce. It worked, and people seem to want that Shervin more.
Shervin was great in being a great friend, landing a helicopter on a yacht, his motorcycles. He does have like the best car collection, like in all of that stuff. And he's a good man. He's a good brother.
Absolutely.
He's smart. He could probably
He's thoughtful.
give you advice on every single thing. He is the only quarter that you need for the payphone in the jail cell. He's all of those things. But don't focus on him.
Yes.
Don't shine your flashlight spotlight on him, because it's not what everyone is cut for, and nor should.
Well,
and
most
there's
people
nothing wrong
aren't.
with that.
Most people aren't.
Right.
You know what I mean? And if you can't take, that's the problem. You know what I mean? Like, if you can't take that, and he can't take that, like he only wants the good representation of him out there. So like that affects him when you're going to shine a light on him.
Well, maybe it shouldn't be a problem. Maybe we should say that leave the vulnerability to the MJs and leave the Captain Savaho to the Shervins.
Yeah.
And since a lot of people don't know where he is in life, and like you said, he didn't have a chance to continue his story, tell his side of the story, and the headlines is the only thing that people read, right? The headlines are the only thing that people read.
Plus, there's
you don't ever see you read a headline, but then the article might give you a completely different story. And the only thing that you'll read, some people will just keep scrolling down the newspaper.
Yeah, there's the misconception out there too that the show was canceled because of what happened with Mike, which is not true. You know, that the show was already canceled. Mike wasn't coming, or, you know, like that. That has nothing to do with it. It doesn't have anything to do with why Shahs is not back on TV. The Mike's arrest. They love shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, they don't love shit like that, but they don't.
Yeah, come on.
It was.
They love shit like that. The Jen Shah shit, they love shit like that, dude.
To say that Bravo likes drama is one thing, but to say that Bravo supports, you know, domestic violence is another thing.
And they don't support ripping off old people, but they do like when shit happens. They like when shit is in the news.
Well, she wasn't at the reunion.
He was interviewed. He said it himself that I wish she wasn't going to jail.
Yeah.
And then he tried to walk it back and couldn't, because he knows what he said. Because again, that creates great drama, dude. It's what they're looking for. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's their business.
Chris Wallace?
Yes. It's what their business is. If you're in that business, you know what I mean? If you're in the cemetery business, you like dead bodies, dude. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. If you're in the drama business, you like drama.
Okay. So the thing is, like, we're hopefully gonna get to have Mike on the show, let him update everybody, hear it from the beautiful cow's mouth. I don't like horse's mouth. I want to change it.
Okay.
I just think, you know, is there another mouth?
Hopefully Mike will come out of his cave and we'll come and we can have an interview and we can sit down and we can shoot the shit.